Alright, welcome back to the league race, this time with FTRL for round number 4 at the Baku City Circuit. Dry qualifying, dry race, according to the telemetry, so time to get going. So, this track is shite. If you enjoy this track, I'm sorry. I used to enjoy this track quite a lot. In fact, when F1 2017 first came out, the first thing I did, I hopped into time trial and I went on to Baku. And when I saw they had lifted all the curbs, yeah, that was the beginning of the end for me. So here's an unusual thing in qualifying. There's 2 cars mangled there, another 2 there. So I'm not sure what happened in qualifying, but something happened anyways. So when I say about Baku, like it hasn't been as enjoyable since F1 2016. So,
yeah, it was so close.
Anyways, qualifying was not very eventful. It was I was just 10th so behind my teammates, so I'm starting 12th, which isn't too bad. I get to at least have a choice of tyres. So, yeah, that's good to know. But other than that, yeah, just after the highs of last week, the goal here is just to survive. Just survive, and we'll kind of go from there. Somehow, there's rain on the forecast. But then it dries up again. So, yeah. So the bit of a conundrum here. I decided to go with mediums anyway, just stick to my strategy because there's no guarantee in any way, shape, or form that, given how quickly it's going to dry up, that perhaps intermediates would not even be necessary. So I was like, let me just stick to my strategy and we'll go from there. So usually when it's that far on the second time from the end, usually with the weather, the one consistent thing I found in this inconsistency is that it usually takes place before the it actually says it will. So here we go then. 5 red lights. Everyone on the hards behind me. And away we go. Thanks to the fact that I'm on mediums there on hards, a very easy start. Nice little space then. I don't know what happened. Like I do not know what happened. It all disappeared. The space just disappeared very, very, very quickly. The space was there, and I was like, great, a nice little area to break into. And yeah, I think I don't know. I was looking in theater mode afterwards. I did see Funky Chicken slightly early in the brakes, but my closing speed, I don't know how it was so different. But not that it was his fault, of course. Like it's turn 1, like he got a break earlier, and apparently I did not. Wings are flying. I get a nice hit into the back as well. I'm not blaming anyone for that start, by the way. It's just that I completely cooked it. Like there's no 2 ways about it. Just survive. You know, like it's not ideal that I'm stuck behind these guys on hards, but well, I just have to try and work our way through it, basically. So yeah, long race, and we've got work to do. End of lap 1, I think Lennon's got damage, so going to nip to the. He kind of went over. I think he wanted to go over to the left-hand side, so I go down the right because he wanted to pit. But thankfully, he displays a great exhibition of what you need to do in that situation, which is get off the flipping throttle and then move over. I've seen countless times people swipe left into the pit when they got a car on their left-hand side. It is lunacy. Anyways, lap 2 AP had a moment into the castle section we go through.
More wings have gone.
So that's up in our place. So the problem is I'm 3 seconds behind Wesker on. He's on the hards. I think he's got wing damage at this point. Yeah, ultimately, I was never really able to overturn this gap. So between now and next part of the race, you got people pitting from their soft tires, some going hard, I think in expectation of that rain, which I believe is still 10 to 15 minutes away. But anyways, again, more people coming into the pits. So some people go mediums, some people going to the old hards. So hards are not a great tire here. So, but like I don't think any tire is a good tire around here. Like there's, you know what I mean, like there's tracks where like the hard tire, like in Zandvoort for example, is good, and like. There's a few tracks where like, oh, this tire's good here. I don't feel like there's any good tires at this track at all. They're all shite. Anyways, it's time for those who have made pit stops to try and catch up. So I left the space for Dutch on the inside of turn 1 there in case he ended up fully sending it. Nothing really. Well, he backed out of it anyways, but obviously heading down this second DRS straight, then it's kind of hard to keep him behind. So I did expect Kevin to follow through as well, but he's a bit further behind. And there's no good spot here to really kind of in this midfield part to really let someone go if they're not literally on your tail, like as in like about to pass you into a corner already. So anyways, eventually he lost DRS unfortunately, but yeah, I'm trying to, at the same time, I'm like, so here's my thinking, right? I couldn't afford to let too much time go here because I'm trying to fight Wesker. Like, Wesker is not that far up the road. These cars that are coming past me now are I'm trying to lose as little time as possible because Wesker is up the road, and I need to get after him. You see, yeah, he's not far out of DRS, and there goes Kevin. He's sliding through the after the castle section, so unfortunate for him, and the VSC would be deployed. So like I'm trying to I've been catching Wesker and trying to get him.
Yeah, just real word to you.
This is race along battle I've got going on with Wesker. So, and he's 1.3 seconds up the road, and they've got all like a million cars going behind. So here comes the first two, being Adam and Scuba. Actually, that were like it didn't look like it, but that I felt the contact from Adam going by there, which could have easily sent me into a wall, but it wasn't big. But like I definitely felt it, and at that speed. If a larger hit were to come, like there's nothing you can do to stop us. Like you're going into a wall at 1 million miles an hour. So those two go on. Tico and Sway are next. To be honest, I didn't want Tico to get past. To be honest, I want to try and stay in front if I could. But he lunges one down the inside. He makes the corner. To be fair to him, and I get a poor run off of that corner because I've have to compromise somewhat on that turn 3. Because he has dived somewhat, and that allows Sway a good run as well. Not that I was going to be able to stop him from overtaking anyways, but lap number 15, Rain is finally here. It actually arrived on lap number... It was just the end of lap 14, basically. So, Rain is here, and I already know, because the first thing I did, I was asked Jeff when the rain is coming, when it's going to stop. It's 10 to 15 minutes. Or sorry, 5 to 10 minutes was the rain was going to stop, according to Jeff. So Wesker goes into wall at turn 3. So I'm finally I got within DRS of Wesker once, and then he got back out of it. But he's close. He's very close to me here, and we're both on very old tires. It's slippy. It's not pretty, and it's especially not going to get pretty here. So very early. The track is gone. This lap 17 is when the track really disappeared. So Wesker, he has a moment with the turn 15 wall, and I wanted to try and get by if I could, but it's very difficult to retain control of the car. And again, there's a DRS being disabled, going through, and again I wanted to try and get past him, but obviously he had a moment, like he's struggling himself with there's no wing, and he's got dry tires on a wet track. Now here's the thing, I took a calculated risk. This was a gamble. I decided to come in. I knew what I was doing all along. I knew what I was doing. I knew this rain would be brief. I knew it was going to be a very brief stint. I also knew if I played this right, I have the potential to gain so much at a track I hate. I decided to go for softs. Now, I know this was a difficult decision. I decided to go for softs while everyone else went inters because I knew this rain was clearing up. It's lap 18 right now. I knew this rain was going to pass quickly, so I just had to survive. I emerged in 6th place. I had a big buffer to Lennon and Matt behind. I had a big buffer with that. Weather report, again, 5 to 10 minutes. I know I just have to survive for a few laps. That's all I have to do. And I don't have to come into the pits again. And they do. And they have to make up the time already. So what I really needed was a safety car about 2 laps, like a lap or 2 earlier. Wesker's coming here on inters. I did jump him. Obviously, he had to change his wing. So off he goes. The safety car I needed was actually the one that came out when Wesker went into the wall on lap 15 or so. That was the one I needed. Or lap 17 rather. Anyways, heading up to turn 8, I tried to get on the brakes, but the car just wouldn't turn, and I slid into a wall, and there you go. So I just had to survive, and I just couldn't. I just couldn't do it. I tried. I did. I still believe I made a decent call in this moment. Ultimately, of course, it was the wrong call because it didn't work out.
Yeah, the chance.
But I do think I could have justified this had I not crashed into a wall. And here again, I honestly thought I was out of the race. Like I tried to brake, I tried to turn, nothing happened. I honestly went into that wall thinking, oh, that's it. I'm ripping a wheel off my car. That's it. Like this race is over. Somehow I didn't actually retire. Some sturdy wheels on this Renault. But anyways, with the damage though, I can't carry on. Like I have to come in, and it has to be intermediate. So it's tough, but it's that's just how it is. So I needed a safety car to delay this a bit more. The safety car I needed was on lap 17. if that had come out then, I could have made a pit stop at the end of that lap on the safety car, put on the set of dries. Everyone else would have done intermediates. No one else would have been thinking about going to dries. And by the time we got going again, I think it would have been the right call. I think I would have been on the right tires, and I could have won that race. So it's, you know, not that I see this as a race lost. I threw away 6th place at the very most. Or sorry, at the very least, I threw away 6th or 7th place. So lap number 20, Lynx and Matt came in for dries. A little bit too soon initially. Matt lets me go. Lynx will actually let me go here as well, so thanks to both of them. When you're on a wrong tyre, you try and do your part to not get in the way too much. I didn't try to get in Wesker's way, by the way, when you get past. I just had no grip, obviously, on a wet track. Later, lap 20, the DRS was re-enabled.
Tom's in the wall.
Right there. All I had to do was survive to this point. So the VSC is deployed as well. So that timing may have screwed me, because there's a few people down the road who get to come into who are like, I think it's like Ox and a few guys like that, Adam, Tom, who got to come in for a stop under this VSC to go back to dries. I didn't really gain too much from this, but yeah, lap 20. You know, I binned it on lap 18. I just had to survive another 2 laps, and I would have been through. So that it would have worked out. So the margins are very fine. So
yeah,
unfortunate, but look, let me put it this way: like, we're going to finish 11th, right? Because Matt's going to pit. Matt's going to pit to go for a fastest lap, so we're going to finish in P11. I honestly, if this had happened at a track like Silverstone or a track I'm good at like Monza or Brazil, any track I enjoy, and this strategy had unfolded the way it did, and the race unfolded the way it did, I would have been devastated. I would have been like, I would have found it very hard to let it go. Because it's Baku, I don't feel too bad about it. And I actually think the other thing that makes it a bit easier for me as well is the choice I think I made was almost right. I almost made an absolutely wonderful gamble. It didn't work out because I couldn't maintain control of the car. But I do think look, even if you don't agree if it was the right call, you can at least understand how close the margin was for it to actually work and the logic behind it. So I'm happy with the way I reacted. I'm happy the way I handled it. I wouldn't have handled it any differently, apart from maybe braking earlier for turn 8 and turn 15. But I do think turn 15 probably was just due down to the lack of wing helping me in. But I'm happy with how I reacted. So that's all you can really do. You know, the pace will be what it will be. But as long as you're reacting in the right manner, whether it be to on-track battles or to the strategy or to the ever-changing situation around you that a race does involve, especially on a day like today with that race, you know, that's all you can really ask for. And I don't have any regret of how I acted. I think I handled it as best as I could. So I can make my peace with that, and that makes it easier to move on. So next up for FTRL is the Monaco Grand Prix. Good result last time. I just want to survive this time. That's always the goal at Monaco. And we see where the chips fall. So, yeah, thanks for watching, and until next time.